All right, we're going to do a Miami Heretics versus Seattle Surge. These are the updated standings. But as you see, this is a very big match for the Heretics to win. They would be 1-5. That's how math works. And they would not have a chance for top 8. Surge was 3-1. And honestly, with 0-4 have been getting better and better. And we're starting off with Subbase. And let me tell you, don't love that. But that's okay. I have my pen. My pen is ready. I'm locked and ready to go.
Teamwork right now from Miami. Don't want to cup the shoulders here, trying to set up a couple team fires.
All right, P1, we're just trying to flip this if you're Heretics. Surge still gets safe spawns. Metals is trying to work up. Yep, not going to happen. Good comms from Surge. No weird spawns yet on Subbase. Any lineup changes with these teams lately? The start of this stage, Miami brought in Real, and Seattle brought in 0-4. Okay, so big first kill here by Lucky. Let's see if he spawns out. Where's that at? Okay, so that's in the top window. Okay, so that's sort of the importance of that kill. You'll see the presence of these two players plus this. Kind of blocks these back spawns. You're going to have the number 6 spawn out. So huge first kill here for Lucky.
Which, I think will be the focus for this team moving through. And so far,
Miami should get back spawn? Okay, so that's just what's so weird about this map. Like, once this comes in, right, this player should have the influence of spawns for, like, back here. And somehow that doesn't happen. And you'll see this guy just spawns behind.
A moment where Miami do get a little bit of a split spawn around the back, but largely speaking, the Surge.
This is what kind of just makes me mad about this map. I don't know. Line of sight. Got it. Gotta be. Yeah, or it just doesn't make sense.
But there's also a guy working around the back end, so Miami able to find a couple kills on the sink, and now they're also able to flip those spawns. So
Miami fight back and really,
really clean stuff here for Miami.
let's say Vickel's in a great spot now, but now he's gonna get hunted. So what's interesting about this play, right? You're hitting this with 20 seconds left. This Seattle Surge. You're gonna see Vickel's here, number 3. He has a choice here to whether kind of help his team or what he could try to do is just hide and maybe just try to get all the way to the back for spawns for P3. He just decides to shoot for 2. We'll see if it works, but he's just gonna get hunted now. He could just stop, but he's like, let's just get to 20. You're gonna see his teammates are really far, but he's gonna go and try to be a penguin. This isn't the worst play because look what this does. Like, so off spawn, then Lucky's able to take this long route. They deal with the 1 player here. You got 3 players hunting this fucking penguin back here. So this allows his teammates to work up. Usually what the problem is with, well, what's difficult, what can be difficult on Subbase, right, is not only you trying to break like a P3 or a P4, it's really getting across the middle of the map, this 50-yard line, because these headies, you could be up here on this side of the map, or on the opposite side, you could be top window, you could be top snow. And what's your alternative? Sort of take this long route, and normally the player on the hill has an angle for that. So that is what's really hard about Subbase P3 and P4. Now, what this does is this keeps them off that 50-yard line, those headies. So his teammates can push up the middle of the map. So he's probably going to die here. He doesn't, but he's wasting so much time. He's making this so messy. So I'll get one of these in. This is a great play. But the problem is his teammates haven't done. He needs some help. Oh, my God.
6 in a row. Cruise missile earned.
He's going off. It's great life. Great question. Snaking. Let's go back. I'll review. So that's not really. It looks like he's just going up on top of it. He's just walking. He's not like intentionally snaking. Seems like these blocks you just kind of. So that's just a pop-up. That's just one pop-up. 30 seconds left. Surge maybe hit this one more time, but they have to be careful not to let someone from Miami through.
Get the trade and then the okay, Miami maybe getting a little bit of injected inspiration from that play from Veto.
Okay, so let's pause here. So now here's the good thing about this for Miami, right? Surge decided to go at this one more time. You get all the middle of the map kills right around here, right? Right outside of tunnel, top snow. So you already have one free push for P4. It's not even up yet, right? There's still 13 seconds left. Now the key here is, now the way COD should work, I don't know if it will. Every kill Miami gets at this point, because the block spawn or the back spawn is open, Miami should spawn out a Surge player if they get any kills. Now what will happen is if Surge get any kills, Miami will spawn here, and they'll pretty much be safe. But again, with you so far pushed up here, there's nobody on these top headies. You're already past that 50-yard line. It's exactly what you want.
Miami take their biggest lead to this point.
So that's why they're playing really slow right here. So Lucky dies. You do get a trade. Lucky's going to spawn here. Hook's going to spawn in. So you're going to use a cruise. But basically what I just happened.
But the spawns are still going to be there for Seattle. You do have one player from Metals who comes to the...
Okay, I didn't love the cruise because one player just died. You had two players across the map. It's pretty much a 2-on-3. But this, again, has made this very messy. So Metals is able to get a two-piece. He's on 5 in a row. You know the last player's here. And due to his presence here, you spawn out 2 players. So Miami are playing this very well so far.
Front is able to find a double, so he's going to be here. And now the spawns flip. What a play.
Now we'll see if Brezzy can stay alive. But they know Brezzy's just going to play by himself on an island. They can focus on the front.
And the Heretics are looking feisty here early, and it's not slowing down every perspective we.
So even if they don't get a ton of time here, but they're right back onto it, you've already broken this setup.
And now there's 30 seconds remaining still here.
Any time here is already W for Heretics.
Into this HP, it's not going to be easy. Close spawns are still going to be there for Miami through the back end with only 20 seconds left. Seattle need to do.
Maybe you'd like to capitalize a little bit more because you have the cruise. You use the cruise.
Last player on this side of the map is going to be Lucky. He's doing a great job of playing his life while Seattle.
But I think you take it.
But that's just overall great work for Miami to grow themselves a 50-point lead.
Exit.
Now again, there's 2 seconds left on this hill. You do not have a proper setup at P5 from Surge. So think about the last 3 hills. You had Veto get through towards P3. This last hill, you then had the cruise missile called in. There's been no clean time. And again, mid-map control. Like normally P5 is, this last hill is a lot of time earned for a team who's set up. It's kind of the same thing. You can get players pushed up, top snow. If you get maybe both sides, it could work out really well. You get a ton of time. But on rotation, it has not been clean for Surge.
A little bit more dicey though, as Seattle will get a couple of kills.
There's always been a player just being annoying for Heretics. All right, who's now on 5 in a row? Looks like they rebound here a bit. But yeah, quick first push here for Heretics to their position. You do have the cruise on Metals.
Tries to slip away. Miami still working on the high ground as well simultaneously. That's good for the first from Vehicle. Stuns and
getting them off time.
Hit markers, and now you've got a cruise jumping into the mix, seeing if Miami.
Okay, so 2 players died as soon as they called in that cruise. Gonna be 3. Nice piece by Lucky.
But the close spawns are going to be in. All of Seattle Surge spawning over towards warehouse, and with 20 seconds left, you're probably not going to be able to even contest this HP unless you're able to win some insane gunfights. And we'll be finding 3 in the 3. The break is going to be there for Surge.
Say on one side for Heretics, they have this 40-point lead. They probably want more out of the cruises though. So on the other side for Surge, every time a cruise has been used, it hasn't been the most effective.
Able to take down Brezzy, so an opportunity for Miami to kind of establish some.
Hear me out, Heretics, Madrid Major. Get me in there, mate.
Working on trying to flip the map around early here as soon as the
London champs first though.
04 is going to be able to catch the timing with the pistol to find his 2nd kill in a row, but so far Seattle Surge are able to flip the spawns with all the kills. That's a bad play right there for Miami, and now you have to make up for it by flipping back again.
Yeah, good moment here for Seattle on the other.
So now this is a tough part, kind of what Study was just talking about here, right? It's a bad play by Miami. They all go down. The issue here now, with 30 seconds left, we'll push forward. So Surge push forward. They're able to get the kills in the back. All right, now you're going to look at the presence here. You're going to look at the spawns. So up top of the map, you have 2 players from Surge just getting hill time. Down low, you have number 7 in Abuza watching this P2 rotation. The issue here is there's 35 seconds left, right? All of Heretics are all the way low. So you have a tough choice here. You either have to push all the way through, try to get back spawns or get in a P2. Or on the other side, you don't want to give up 35 seconds, right? So you then have to take this route, or you go top snow and fight this. While doing that, it could take a while. You allow Surge to maybe get into a P2 setup. So this is a really tough scenario on subbase.
All the kills. That's a bad play right there for Miami.
Almost locks in a double, but not quite able to take the final bullet needed. So Miami, we're able to.
So 20 seconds already to Surge.
Over the top of P1, but like you mentioned,
they finally are like, okay, we can't rotate to P2. We got to get to P1.
You wouldn't think Miami are outslaying the hell out
Bang.
of Seattle, but this is usually when Seattle.
So really nice setup there by Surge. And now maybe the first time we're going to get a kind of clean setup out of Surge. Nice little rotation. Nobody's died very early. You have a pretty nice spread. And you kind of have this 50-yard line setup I was talking about.
Okay, easier said than done though, Jay. 04 continues to just impress. If you missed out on it, you missed the story. The fastest come up from challengers to the CDL that we've ever seen, and he has definitely injected new life to this Seattle roster, up by 20.
Wait, what the fuck?
You missed
The
the story.
6 spawns there? Why doesn't 8 spawn there? Sheesh. It's a weird one. So 6 spawns here. I mean, I guess if you're Heretics, you don't mind it because he spawns out, but this could be a play where if Surge get these kills towards P2, number 6 gets forward, they would then have a free rotation at P3. We'll see kind of how this plays out, but that's sub base.
He has Hook feeling the pressure, steps away in towards Secret and cannot stay alive for too long. 3 members
with how much time you had at P1, split P2, you have this rotation out of P3 if you're Surge, so I think you take it, but you much need to break there for Surge to get on the time. Okay, now where does 5 spawn? Yeah, he's gonna spawn out. So now there's 3 spawns back here. We just had a situation where there was 1 spawn here, and then we spawned across the map. Now we're fighting over here, and now there's 3 spawns. So we have this skirmish. Somehow now 3 spawn points have popped up over towards old P2.
I did not find any success last time around at P3, but all the kills in the feed are going to be the color of white, which is all in favor of Seattle.
Okay, again, Heretics have made this rotation very messy for Surge.
New hill pops, they get the back spawn. They should be in this.
You die middle of the map, but you should spawn up here. Okay, now it's a problem. You don't spawn up close. These two have to hold on in Brezzy and 04.
So now it's a bit of a split situation, and Miami has a little bit of a read on
and Real kind of reads it, but they kind of just stop here because they're like, shit, we're in a sandwich. Comes down to a 1v1. Vickle spawns in the back. Metal spawns in the back. And then on the other side, Real's doing a really good play because, again, 25 seconds left. And Miami, they want to be over here now with this amount of time.
Major moment here in this first map, and Abuza will be overwhelmed. Miami secure the break.
Yeah, Miami get the break, but it's only...
Okay, this is exactly what they wanted. So they get pushed out. Now you get them spawning out at old. So it's a 1v1 Brezzy Real, but you see the other players from Heretics are starting a piece. Number 2, in Lucky, is just going to read this spawn. But this is exactly what they wanted. Number 3 is just going to leave the hill. Try to. Tries to just leave it. He might spawn at old. He will.
Good couple of wins outside the old.
Now he's going to push forward.
A little bit of assistance from 04 over the middle of the
what?
Try to get back and lock down these spawns as we jump into a Seattle Surge. Listen it.
All right, they broke it. Spawn on the HP. Yeah, well, 1 did. I don't know. Why does 7 spawn there though? What, this one right here? Okay, so you do have the hill's not contested. You do have Vickle all the way back here. 7's here. I think 8 and 6 spawn on Hook here.
Oh, good couple of wins outside the old P2. Hook by himself.
You could say that Vickle is blocking this. Now, realistically, the way this should work, in my mind, this hill is still active. There should be another spawn here, because they pop before the next hill spawns. But somehow, this is what can be odd about this game. It really seems like the MW, like the old school maps, like some of the new maps, I feel like this rarely happens. At least it happens a lot less. But for whatever reason, it's not used there, yeah. I mean, I guess you could say Vickle's there. Maybe, again, tough one. But somehow there's like a bit of a squad spawn here. Now, Miami deal with it, but...
Seattle Surge, listen,
if it was my spawn system, wouldn't be there. Love squad spawns. I don't know. Squad spawn, sometimes not, sometimes it is. Alright, I mean, 4 shouldn't spawn here. His teammates are here. He should spawn here. What ends up happening is Brezzy spawns in the back now. They deal with it actually really well, but this is why I'm not a sub-base guy. Okay, again, we're going towards a P5, and you just have a nice presence here already if you're Miami. You're already across. You're trying to push top snow or top gen. Brezzy, though, played pretty well. Okay, so the Yanum. You have a cruise now. That's when Real popped off. So, what, 3 cruises throughout this game for Heretics? Which led to a lot of breaks. I mean, you're only down 40 with 3 cruises on this map. And it's kind of just been this. Nobody's really gotten into the cleaner setups that we've seen on this map. Slang's really one-sided, though. Real's on another 5er. Guy's shooting at a ghost. He's on another 6. That's another cruise. Good trades out of Miami.
Desperate moments here for Seattle. Scrap time going to be tallied up by Miami. Puts them right at that 240 plus mark. Seattle just has to find a way to lock down the high ground. They just are not finding kills, Jay. Miami dominant over the last 2 hard points, looking to close the map out right here on their 3rd time to our first hill, and they're looking good for it. Metals over the top, gets the read, shots are out, and the cruise missile puts this away.
I mean, outside of the slaying, I mean, there were some big moments. I think that P3 for Vickle, every time you could have gotten to a much cleaner setup for Surge, they were either dealing with a cruise missile or they were dealing with someone was already pushed up. And I think that's a lot of, sometimes their last pushes, they were going with like 25 or 30 seconds. And what that does is it doesn't give you map control, right? You kind of stagger. Maybe like there's one person left, but allowed Miami to get into a lot of good situations. They win by 75. Again, what, three cruises, everybody positive. Good map 1. Honestly, Seattle did pretty well with this. You look at the fact that some of those rotations they lost in the second P1, it's a tie game. Second P2, it's a tie game. Yeah, that Real play, I guess, was the difference maker on rotation. He hits another 6. All right, so we got sub-base hard points. A Vista ban out of Heretics. Interesting. That's kind of been their go-to here. We had a Rio out of Surge. I'm assuming they haven't played that with 04. No, they have not played that with 04. Karachi search ban. That's another, ever since Real's been in the mix, another go-to for Heretics. Rio search ban for Heretics. Invasion control. So we're going to play Karachi Control, which we haven't had a lot of. It's been a lot of Highrise, so I'm excited about that. So let's look at this really quick. Pretty interesting. So opening dual win percentage. This is for your first bloods. They're first, but conversion rates. Now, there's a couple of ways to look at conversion rate, right? They're 11th. They're 11th in conversion rate. So either they're getting a 4-on-3 and losing, which isn't good, or what is happening is, and I don't really know how the stats work, but a conversion rate could be there's a 4-on-3, but like a second later, there's a trade and into a 3-on-3. So that stat could be a little weird sometimes.
So what are we gonna get here? It's gonna be a quick.
All right, we've broken down a lot of 6-star last couple of matches. It's been a lot of like sort of A-heavy starts for defenses and a retakes over towards B.
No one peeking, no one showing
sort of like a default. Slow round out of Surge. Favorite SnD map this game.
The entire time Brenzy was calling out info over towards his A-bomb. He wasn't able to spot anything, so the call is, let's work A.
And there's a lot of tactical utility still saved up here, I think, for both sides. So now the nade's starting to come through. Push through the smoke for Veto, wins the first blood, gets out of there, and then the four tried to push it and clear out.
I think I'm liking this. This one will probably end up
restricted to having to play outside.
Rio's similar, but it's just kind of smaller. So it's tough to get creative. Oddly enough, I really like the hit the major. Seeing teams work invasion different ways or try to has been fun, but I know it can be very concrete, I guess. But Terminal was kind of the same way, where like Terminal, it was just like kind of the same old shit, and then people just, it kind of forced teams to get creative.
Collecting the last kill. So now Miami immediately over towards the offense. Quick action over towards
grenades. Ton of info. Off that info, Seattle gets very active through the middle of the map. I mean, that's a crazy job by Abuza. Abuza's by himself here. I mean, he's just, maybe because his nade hit, but the rest of Surge here is like, was Terminal not the worst SnD map for the SnD game? No, it was, or one of them. It's more like it's just forced people to get creative at some point. I don't know. It was entertaining at like the majors because there was all these 1v1s and 2v1s. Like, it had its moments, I guess. I mean, Abuza hits this in it, but the other three are like, what are we doing here? Are we going to hit mid? Are we going to help him out? It seems like they're not really sure. But Abuza just chows.
To get the first 2.
He's able to catch
good info.
An advantage in favor of Seattle, but does pick up a lot of info. He's going to set up lucky for at least one. Tries to find this.
That could have got ugly there for Surge. That's could have what I meant, dude. It's just like they kind of left Abuza. I mean, that could have turned into a 1-on-1.
First round for feels better overall for Seattle. So
okay, so we know this spot. Okay, nobody checks it. Just went over the last video. The problem is that glass. I feel like teams got to figure out a way to nade that, but it's tough when trophies are down. Okay, quick A hit. You love a second there if you're Vickle from that spot, but you know a 2-on-2. And Surge are playing this very slow. They did it this first round. Just kind of waiting for activity on the Heretics side.
He has to keep his attention firmly on towards the safe site. But the rotation for Seattle through
Lucky needs to get out. Nice, good play.
And oh, their hunt is on. Seattle's trying to chase behind this. Lucky not anticipating it.
Wow.
And the clean shots from 04 gets the follow-up. First blood in this engagement. Real in a little bit of trouble. Backside
maybe Lucky's thought process is here is he got spotted and he's like, any fucking smart play would probably, he's probably thinking they're just going to go to B. Like, I got spotted. They're just going to go B. And I guess he just doesn't think they're going to do this. Yeah, he kind of plays this in a way of like, they're going to go B, dude. Let's go. And he just gets shot in the back. He's like, this is so dumb. He's not wrong because like it is info, but they just kind of chase him. It's a good round one by Seattle though after losing that first blood.
Yeah, equal on a 5-2 start overall, but Seattle now up 2-1. Miami next offensive approach. Eyes initially towards A. Oh, for the double.
Okay, we kind of saw this from like when we went over optics videos. Looks like they're leaving a booster here. Maybe he's tossing some nades over just for some info play. That's what Dashy was doing a lot. Only difference here for Surge is you don't have anyone like back A. So if they're able to like maybe smoke this off, A's kind of open.
It's 100% conversion rate. Yeah.
Vickles being very... Okay, so this is what I get worried about on this map. So this is good comms out of Miami. They left one on the flank, right, with Real, but he loves to lurk, be this lurk player. So he's like, hey, mid's open. So Metals picks this up. He's going to spot 3 players. So now this could just come down to, do they hunt down Metals? Do they hunt down 04 all the way in the back here? Yes, it is bulletproof glass. Yeah, you cannot shoot through that. It's really up to, like, if Real sees nothing here, they could just rotate this to B. So a lot of info plays. And there's specific players right now in 04 in Metals who need to stay alive because they're kind of on an island. And they can just get hunted.
Metals is going to get all the info of a bunch of players going on the flank, but this round is going to fall.
And that is a fucking awful play. And I hate it.
I think everyone knows those doors are bulletproof, but he sees the contact and he's a little itchy on the trigger. First contact is good. Seattle playing around the back.
Okay, both of our island players just played awfully. Okay, so now we're into a 3-on-3. They just played that. Not great. So 3-on-3 rounds.
For a little while longer than maybe Miami would have liked, but the kill still gets tallied. We go to a 3v3. Patience here for Miami. Consider there's not a lot of
Metals just needs to go. He had to go. Brezi's got to get a kill.
But Abuza slips in. Hook trying to help out over.
Now we're in a 1-on-1.
Back and forth. The kills lead to a 1v1. A little dive forward, but 04 gets above water.
Yeah, Metals gotta just get out there. We've seen this a lot. This exact same thing. I just think as soon as you see this, like you just gotta. How many does he see here?
Miami Heretics slowly working their way up through.
1, 2. You see 2? Hey, brother, it's fucking go time. We gotta get out of here. We're leaving. We're hitting this shit by. We're either going through mid and going to B, or we're hitting this guy out, or mid out, or we're just gonna smoke something off and plant. I don't know, but we're out. We gotta go. We've seen this a lot on this map, and it's a new map again. But damn.
With the positioning that Seattle had.
04 has been a really good Surge player, though.
Full flood for Surge. So a little bit of patience for Miami does get punished.
All right, aggressive A hit here. Abuza dies in the window. Nice shot by Metals.
This is interesting. They're going to leave Hook by himself at A. Everyone else trying to create some noise on the other side of the map.
Nice win by Brezi. But I think Brezi here, it's tough because you get a first blood. So Brezi's trying to get active here. Maybe just trying to make sure nothing's pushing through mid. But honestly, when you're in a 3-on-4 and you kind of have Hook out on an island, you just hope Hook can make a play here. I think you just maybe get close to, or not Hook, 04 can make a play here. I think you just get close to Hook and play around each other. Maybe back up and spawn. Maybe we start to wrap this back to B. It's tough because you get blooded, though. And now it's just sort of, all right, hopefully we could do something. But my man 04's got the floaties on. What's good, baby? Yeah, so he's on 5 in a row. He's just trying to play for one, play for the Cruise.
Over towards that site for the multiple kills. Cruise can change the game.
Well, Beagle's able to tally at least
Cannonball!
For Miami.
Completely ready for the blind counter. It's going to be a battle over at the safe side.
Okay, so that was what? Multiple nades there. You know it's at least two guys, 2 to 3 here, but a slow round from Heretics.
None of it hit from that top window. Now here.
Why don't I coach a team? Too much of a time suck. It is a time suck. I would not be able to cast. I like streaming. I have a child.
Is hoping that Brezi will watch over.
Okay, so you can see this kind of works, right, for Miami, at least to start. So they know there's multiple nades, and because Surge gets no info here, what do? They kind of just back up. They don't really know where this hit is. So they had no info A side. You have no info B side because the way you stack this. So they just kind of back up in a bit of a really slow defensive round. The only player pushed up here is who. He's kind of just lurking.
Hopefully, Brezi's going to be able to shoot over him effectively to potentially set up Hook, but I don't know if he's going to be ready for the angle of Miami Heretics pushing their way right through you. They have all the map control, and that's just going to...
It's a tie. So this is what we call a 50-50, right? So Hook's got 2 choices. He's got to watch this way or look up and watch to his right. Now, when he starts to get up, he kind of leaves that 50-50 because Every time he's going back and forth, those odds kind of change, and now he doesn't get a kill. I don't know if they would have checked this. Maybe if he just pops up and looks forward, he might get a kill on the Lucky. But now Surge have to get active.
All the map control, now just gonna flood over to the site. Who gets caught off?
They have no control.
Yeah, that's tough.
Ballsy peek there by Real.
You're just hoping that someone's gonna run right up to you.
But you're able to get Brezzy. You have complete bomb control.
Stops any attention towards
That's a spot where you're just hoping Hook gets one. At least turns that into a 3-on-3.
Trading out.
A little bit of the old faithful, and
Oh my God.
no.
So I'm going to assume he stuck his ass.
To put it plainly, not what you want to see if you're a Miami fan. So Seattle, early for
I think he was just trying to throw nades poolside. Instead, stuck a teammate.
Lucky and Metal actual first surge on the back, and then Javi was trying to throw the.
Oh, we had a replay of it as well.
Caught him right in the buttocks.
No, that's the dome actually.
4-3. Free round for Seattle. Miami back.
Okay, this is the same round. So Miami have done this time when they've attacked A. They've sent Lucky and Real through middle, and they've sent 2 through A to kind of play a little bit slower. But it looks like they're attacking A through mid here.
But the quick push for Seattle through mid does get red. Bomb carrier still holding on towards the objective.
And honestly, that's probably best case scenario, right? It was like a 2-on-4 middle of the map, and the fact that Real and Lucky get 2 is good.
But the trades are
The numbers were not there. Yeah, and that's why. But you're going to have these quick rounds when teams are taking risks like that, especially defensive teams, right? When you're just playing 3 or 4 towards one bomb site, if this is a 4-on-4, a double hit through mid, like this what's going to happen. These rounds like this are going to be very quick.
Like you kind of called for from their previous offense. No more nonsense. Just hit something together. That's exactly what they're trying to do.
Miles has done this multiple times.
Cleans up the first blood, no worries. Go in the corner though. Cannot make good on the contact.
At least get the trade.
We'll walk away with 2 even
with the nades, and just like what I said, another 1v1.
Turns it into a 1v1. Gets the mantle over. Lucky playing over towards U-Haul, and everything comes to a very sudden pause and a lot of silence over the top of this A site.
And this
Yeah!
Brezzy at least is going to be able to get the info. And now he's going to work that objective, knowing that Lucky's not going to go for the instant reach out. So it's going to be 45 seconds on the game clock. Such a huge round to basically call game.
Brezzy right back to check. Here's Lucky on the corner. Shots are good from both sides. Lucky thinking about it. He pushing up. Lucky doesn't get the prediction.
Oh my. Lucky actually played it really well.
Wins the 1v1. A quick gut check call to push the issue. And that's enough for Seattle to get the
So initially the way Lucky's playing this,
it does look like Lucky.
he's just kind of sitting here. Because we've seen a lot of players in 1v1 just kind of wrap through mid, right? Especially just depending on what weapon they have, but taking that risk. So there's 17 seconds off the clock, off the bomb clock. And you're just kind of waiting. You're going to know here in a few seconds, all right, it's not a mid pinch. Now, the problem with that is that he's basically saying he's going this way, when realistically, he could have also gone this way and wrapped. So it's just a risk. It's a chance. You're kind of taking that gamble in a one-on-one.
He holds it.
But then he plays this pretty well. He's able to spot him.
Right back to check. Here's Lucky on the corner. Shots are good from both sides.
And Brezzy's maybe thinking, oh, he's going to hop right away.
Pushing up. Lucky doesn't get the prediction. No, he doesn't. And
So nice one-on-one there. And he's got the rival. So let's see. He's got both guns. Yeah, he's got both weapons.
So let me switch that. 50.
Or does he?
Take a replay look at it again. Look at these shots. Both players hitting great.
Yeah, I think he had both guns.
Seattle Surge at game point.
So what? You've given up a free round now, and you lost the 1v1. So we have Metals on an island, just watching the flank. This is just a B hit, and we're flying.
With no help through middle, so he cannot commit to playing on top of patio. He has to make sure that his defenders had.
All right. As soon as 04 is in the spot that he is, we're 20 seconds off the clock. Abuz's worried about mid. They've been very active middle of the map with Lucky and Real. But as soon as number 6, Brezzy, starts to turn, I think Abuz is going to turn here.
Hey, stay safe from that mid cross.
So now it's, okay, hey, I'm here. I'll pick up your middle. Let's start to rotate this. It's just a question of, is Abuz going to be ready for them to be at this spot already?
Which means that Miami are getting
okay, and he is. So he just turns. Great timing. Great read. And I think Vickle there just got to wait for Real. I think Real's got to get the entry here. He's got your rival. I think he's going to take that. You just get the info and try to back away. Now he feels he's got a challenge. It's a good trade, but the number was there. So now you keep that man advantage. So far, so good here for Surge.
Going to be an easy round for Miami to try to clutch up. Yeah, 50.
Okay, now on the flank, you have a big one-on-one. Now, I will say, I don't love this out of 04 because you have a 3-on-2. And if Metals wins this, I'm not saying he will, but if he does, you're then in a 2-on-2. So you're not using your numbers advantage in any way here. But you're just kind of going for it.
Working his way behind enemy lines, which is going to be 04. If he can catch the time, or at least spot.
At least he spots him.
Seattle are wolf packing their way through B. And yep, Lucky's gonna get caught through mid-stairs here. He's been seen. Hook is on the hunt.
That should be it, right? It's probably going around. I mean, it could go around 11 if it wasn't for that round. Honestly, I thought it was a pretty good 6-star on both ends, but I think Surge is now 2-0 on that. Yeah, 2-0 on 6-star. All right, we got Karachi Control up next, which we haven't, I don't know anything we've done on this, so on YouTube. A lot of Highrise, a lot of Karachi. All right, so major 3 qualifiers. Control defense for Heretics. Not good, huh? What was their record coming into this? They were 0-5 coming into this in Control. Yeah, maybe that's it. Just sort of, I mean, Miami's trying to get something going. Surge coming into this was, yeah, 2-2. But as, yeah, okay, so 2-0 on Invasion, 0-2 Karachi. So they're trying to play more Karachi. Seems like they're not opting for Highrise, which is probably going to change after this.
For Miami overall on Control. So, like you mentioned, you wanted to see Hook right off the get-go. He's going to catch a nade to the forehead. So, good opening utility for Miami. Keeps Seattle off the point early. And honestly, they're late to the party towards that top market position and over towards red. So, early.
So, already a really good break-off. When we talk about Karachi Control, there is a lot of chances for your attacking teams to win. Obviously, when you get to the A point, it's just like P1. It's a strong spot. You have people looking over you. Normally, A is captured. But what's difficult about defense on Karachi B is if you're not pushed up junkyard, these close spawns come in, and it's just a consistent flood. Now, normally you're trading out. Then what does the defense have to do? They either just have to jump over this back dumpster, which not easy to do, or you take a longer route, maybe climb top AC, maybe try to flood through this alley. It's just like the alleyways are nice and tight. So it can be difficult when you kind of get put in that blender defensively, but this is exactly what you want. You want junkyard control. You love mid control. You want them spawning like near here, either towards Coop, bottom, near like P3 area.
Absolutely using it to their advantage.
They have the entire map on lock. Veto already found himself into his junkyard. That's exactly where you want to be to not allow Seattle Surge to get the close red spawn and work their way up to that B point. But it's already been 35 seconds knocked off the game.
Yeah, a nice start here for Heretics.
And still all map control in favor of the Heretics. If you are Seattle, you got
and Vickle gets really aggressive, which I don't hate. You got the rival.
Like the way you are.
Allows your teammates to come off spawn, but now you're on A. And you get spotted.
We'll get on towards A and pause this at 42 seconds. Good isolation over towards Market as well. Real in a little bit of trouble, but able to dodge.
Okay, so this is the situation we see a lot for this player Junkyard when they're at A. It's always a tough one because it feels like if your team is going to get them off A, they either have to like pick somebody from like red or AC on the top 3, or maybe your flank guy wins this gunfight. Someone else then has to look flank. That opens up the map for the rest of the team to flood on through. So there's just a lot on the guy playing junk. But Metals dies. And at this point, it could just be really tough. Yeah, you know where you're looking if you're Surge. With no threat on the pinch.
Because Miami Heretics do not have any control.
Easy peasy.
The second segment is going to come in. But thankfully, Seattle Surge have not taken that side of the map. As the third segment is getting worked on, it's eventually going to get completed.
Okay, so I don't love this from Heretics. Reason why. This is about to be done. I don't think you're going to get them off this. You're not pushed up junk side, right? We kind of talk about this transition. You don't have any positioning in red. And now what's going to happen, you're going to go 3 dead.
As the third segment is getting worked on, it's eventually going to get...
You have 0 people beside the map. 0. Your last guy is here. And Surge is just going to go. Now, your guy's off spawn. It might be able to flood that back alley wall jump. But normally, when we see like 2 ticks, a couple of dead, what teams normally do is start to transition to a B defense, right? Get in a red, top red. Make sure these close junk spawns can't happen.
Complete, and all the kills in the feed are in favor of Seattle. So
and now it's just a foot race. Like, look at where Surge is already. Nice pick by Metals.
They also got the extra 60 while they're trying to rotate over, so the timing of this elimination.
So they're able to find 2.
Problem is, they do get caught.
Yeah, they do. It's a pretty decent recovery. That could have been a lot worse. Could have been a very bad scenario because due to number 3 spot, you actually do block junk. Hook is really far away, so it could have been really bad for Heretics in that spot.
Going to play over towards red, so 04 by himself, already on a cruise missile, 6 and 1. There's kill number 7, looking good here for Seattle, at least individually. The rest of his team,
and it's only 1 player on it. You probably don't want him to get the tick.
So it's just down to 04. Does he get the first?
Time that well.
And Miami able to find the kill and take some depletion off that progress.
Yeah, that's tough right there. If you are
okay, so now Vickle does die. But you waste some time. So you allow your teammates to kind of layer up. You have 1 player off spawn for Surge. You have good positioning here for Lucky. You're in some decent spots now if you are Heretics.
You feel like you're doing everything in your power to make this play happen, but when no one on your team finds a kill, and then Miami Heretics is able to reinforce the map control over towards.
Okay, they take some. I don't know. Real died first, and now you're. At least you have one more out. And the issue where this becomes a problem for teams on defense, if this player is not here, and these two are spawning close red, right in this area, like say number 2 wasn't here, maybe number 2 was off spawn or just last alive, you lose this flood. Right? Because you have to jump over this back wall like we just talked about. It is 4 players right through Cafe quickly, and you just lose it defensively, which doesn't happen a lot in Control on defensive points. So they know as soon as 7 and 8 are spawning up, you see what 6 is looking at? Hook, he's checking this. They know someone's pushed up ticket side.
First segment is about to get complete.
The only thing helping him, though, is Brezzy on the top side over towards AC. Needs more assistance on the way in. He gets taken down, but Abuza steps right on in. Able to confirm that.
Okay, no close red spawn.
Now it's just down to
little lucky there.
Get here to win the zone overall, and this route from 04 may allow them a chance at a good.
Now you're getting it.
Down low towards metals, but can't finish his food. Brezzy over the top, also not able to find the connection. So the contest gets through halfway through this second tick. Shots through the door. Damage on both sides.
And this one makes this so tough. It just happened again. It's just about to pop up. Skirmish is going down. Skirmish is going down. Bang, 2 players are going to pop. That's that close red spawn we're talking about. And he is just going to reinforce so quickly. Now, on a lot of like other defensive, control maps, maybe this spawn isn't a thing. Maybe it's back here, right? So it kind of just creates these 50-50s on Karachi, which is why I think some teams don't opt for this map as much as maybe you would think, right? Because now look at where 3 spawns. This should be the closest spawn towards B, or towards this. It's not because of the offensive spawn here.
Be able to reinforce pretty darn quickly, but they're not finding the kills, and now it's just down to can Miami get it back over the jump wall and get here to.
So we're just 50-50, and you have man advantage now if you're Surge. You're getting ticks. It's just a fucking mess for the defense.
Going in favor of Seattle, and there's no more respawns left for Miami. The stack is going to be here. All of Miami coming off of the respawn, and that is going to be Seattle Surge.
It seems like they're playing much better though. This has been a very good stage so far for Surge. I think they're showing a much more complete game. Yeah, we rarely see this. All right, so nice little nade spot onto this player. See that? Car blows up. You show presence A, maybe to keep these 2 players here. And now it's a 3-on-1. If they get this kill, this could be a very fast stack towards B, and B point might be done. Again, we'll see how it plays out.
Their losses hit that rotation over towards B side, but
you need 7 to get 1. Okay, great job by Abuza to find 1. If Abuza dies there or doesn't get any, and that's a 3 stack, hell of a recovery there. That was a very threatening break off by Heretics.
The hero of that split hit from the side of Miami.
Now you get Hook on 6 in a row.
Unfortunate team nade comes
out. Abuza's on 6 as well.
The trades are decent.
Or sorry, 04.
And Hook is actually just going to call in the cruise missile early here, trying to get the defense.
You're going to use this right away, maybe to just waste some time, allow your teammates to work off the map. It's pretty hard to use a cruise on B, so A's normally the spot you're going to use it on defense.
A little bit of that mid-map control, but Abuza is able to find the first. You already have players filling in the gaps, working their way over towards the junkyard side.
Again, that player junkyard is kind of the key here. Maybe he goes if his teammate dies middle.
Abuza's able to come on top, but Miami doing a great job of
going to be Brezzy on that side of the map.
Yeah, this definitely gives them a chance.
And you can see the way Heretics is thinking about this, right? So a Heretics win this skirmish A. The 2 players off spawn, they don't go middle of the map or go top 3. They're thinking we have 3 dead. Seattle Surge is going to transition into that B defense. If we get this player quickly, we may be able to transition right away into a B hit and maybe have a 3-on-4 and catch them as we're done capping A. So they're trying to get as much map control as they can. Once they're done with A, they go right to B. They just kind of know, all right, they're done with this push over towards A. And they are right. Like, they're still just trying to find one more.
It causes metals to come back just to make sure that Miami can stay safe, and they're not. I mean, Mahuk is still just in and out of bottom red. He has been a huge thorn in the side, and the Heretics are still looking to hunt him down.
He's just missing in.
Okay, Vico's going on a pinch.
Able to win that one-on-one, but the trade is instantly going to be there. So now Vico on this pinch route is able to find that kill onto Brezzy. Can he find
if that's cleaner, damn.
Snap right there to 0-4, too strong, but Miami are getting the close spawns at red. They're instantly going to be right back into play.
Yeah, and
Lucky's
Seattle's gonna
watching
be a
the
little
hop up
careful here
cross.
because they're
You're
really
still just trying to find a
up
boozer,
to
though.
really reclaim
Be able to
this
find
time
him.
from
Okay,
top.
now we're going to get into this
Forward
50-50
now.
play. Let's see where
Around
4
his own
spawns.
left
Okay,
over
so
to
Real's
the
still
zone.
spawning wide.
Stop at a minute 14. Trophy system
Oh,
starting to
4's
get
back in the red, so
the
Surge
rest of
should
the
deal with
Heretics
this.
having a little bit more trouble trying to join Metals in towards this back room. 04 cuts off from the front. Abuza from the back
Okay,
side.
now we're just staggered here a bit if we're Miami. We got to slow it down, hit a nice 4 hit, right? First player's here. He was trying to get to Real. Couple of players off spawn. There's no real 4-man hit so far.
And it's a 3-for-1 trade as Surge will retake control of the B zone.
So good play out of Lucky. Control some part of the map. Just chill. Wait for your teammates to come off spawn. Now we go together. And there we go.
They're also able to find a couple kills as well. So the last 2 players
And look at this. Look at they're just going. They're just gonna fucking leave them.
Absolutely do. They're gonna call
I like it.
You would think that most of this offense will stay pretty darn safe. Can they bend it into the windows? No, not
Get a
to
tick.
happen. So first tick of progress is good. Lucky able to bounce out, find a couple of these defenders retreating back into the zone, and now the second tick of progress immediately becomes a bit of a threat. Trophy system still doing its job. Prezi through the side door, predicted 3 in a row.
Should be the round.
Abuza would be maybe the only one to contest this, and now that there's
Really good round here out of Heretics. So what, it just all starts from that. You get that 4 dead, and this is where it starts. You get this 4 dead, and maybe you just get a little too aggressive. Hook's trying to make a play, maybe try to get top 3. He can watch middle of the map. You're trying to get players out junk, which we have talked about, and they get 2 players out junk, and Heretics are just like, we get a kill here, and we get a kill here. That's 2 dead. Fuck it. Let's just flood this. So that's just info from Heretics. I mean, Hook just gets caught, and then where does Vic? Yeah, Vic gets the 1 kill on top red, and they're just like, boys, let's go. So really nice round here. Where's he looking? Who? Hook? I guess if someone spawns Coop, maybe he's thinking because 04 is junk. Yeah, it feels like Hook's first cut here should be mid. Like none of his teammates are really in position. It looks like they're starting to transition there. So they must have been thinking, let's help out 04 to get junk control. And while that happens, Hook should have just probably picked up mid. Once he picks up mid, then he can turn. Or once maybe he gets a teammate top red, he can turn. But yeah, that's probably on Hook. John, that's more on Highrise. That's really, we've been on a lot of Highrise. Some of the other maps, like Karachi, it naturally happens with stacks. Like the reason stacks naturally happen on this is because you can watch the areas which the defense is going to push through just from the point, right? Which you can watch the back hop from here. You can watch the middle of the alley through here. It just kind of happens on this map a lot more naturally than Highrise. Nice offensive round in there for Miami. Lucky's having a really good series.
17-8 for Lucky in what has been some really tumultuous rounds. Semtex up and over, pistol for over.
What was that word he used?
What has been some really tumultuous rounds. Semtex up and over, pistol for
Can somebody spell that for me, please? What kind of thesaurus is this guy, huh? What word was that? Tumultuous. Yeah, absolutely. Excited, confused, or disorder.
Tumultuous.
Today I learned.
4 on the ladder will not work out. Stun towards Hook, that will work. And now Real finds himself the decimator of the A zone. First tick gets locked, but Lucky right behind him, follows up, gets the trade, now on 5.
All right, nice break from Miami. And now you get Lucky in the top 3. 1 player is through towards B. Or well, like through junk, but Miami know this, right? You see number 1 off spawn. He's going to play safe. Vickel's already transitioned. They know the potential next hit. They could get a junk spawn, first of all, or the potential hit's going to be through junk. So you just need Lucky to play his life. Does just that. Okay, so now the issue here is for Lucky, as soon as Vickel dies, he's like, fuck, what do I do here? Because now you can see there's that close spawn that I just talked about. He just got a kill, but look at this. You have a 4-on-2 from this point.
Towards the B zone.
Oh, and that stun grenade that slowed down Vigo off the rotation over towards junk comes back to him
but
because he doesn't win that initial fight.
Good job. So that's just Metals. Like, all right, I'm gonna go here off spawn.
Seattle Surge all spawning over towards the chicken coop side.
And Lucky, okay, Lucky filled into junk from top 3, so it gives up top 3. You do have 1 player at B though, in A. Do they read this? Do they know 1 player's at B? It looks like okay, Metals is gonna back up.
Will come through. I have no idea what happened with that cruise missile right there. Did it catch the billboard topside of hotel? And all of a sudden, you've got Seattle on both zones at the same time, and this is still a winnable round just like that for Seattle as he gets an exit kill.
Yeah, where did that hit?
They're just going to trust the cruise missile, get the job done for them. Second tick of progress, close. And
was he trying to hit that to avoid trophies, I assume? I think he's trying to, so we saw this, but it doesn't matter anymore. Never mind. I'm thinking you too, which I've deleted from my brain, thankfully. Where is Lucky? He's here. Is he just thinking I got to get out of this? Well, he's got to get a kill. Is he stuck? Can you still get stuck in him?
Trust the cruise missile, get the job done. for them.
Maybe he's stuck. Step bro.
As he gets an exit kill.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened with Lucky's cruise missile. He wasn't able to take that play off the point, so you give Seattle.
Okay, so this is a similar play, right? From what we saw last round attack-wise. You have a couple of players pushed up from Miami. One player's going to die. You have this opening middle, so you could hit this. You have a chance. I think Surge know it. They're going to try to go.
Now are they going to make it count, though?
Yep, they're going to go. Oh, huge kill by Vickle. Wow, the fact he gets that on 04. That was massive, and Real gets that kill. Man, I don't know how he wins that. Maybe it's just a
really good play from Lucky. Kind of on a weird play through mid. He finds his way into junk.
Weird timing. Maybe it's an MCD, but able to win that. All right, slow round. Because it's been so quiet, you had Vickle watching the pinch. Lucky was on 10 in a row.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Maybe a chance to help clear a little bit more.
And this is what I'm talking about. This is what you want if you're Heretics. Look at 7 and 8. Like, you want this coop spawn. This is going to take, I don't know, maybe not that long, but 10 seconds to get across. Can't really compare it to an invasion, but you want that furthest spawn as possible. We'll make some spawn there. I'm going to assume, well, you would need some presence junk probably for Surge to spawn them there. And I'm going to assume number 1 who was here, Metals. I assume this blocks. I don't know why they don't spawn like middle, but maybe just the fact that I can't really tell you why they don't spawn here or here, but that it's where they want them.
Out through mid. I mean, you can see this.
Maybe just do the positions of Brezzy and Hook.
Set up Hook on one side, Brezzy on the other. Here comes the challenge towards Lucky's direction, trying to finesse backside of the staircase.
This spot, like Joe, like this spot, like Ticket and inside of red, this will block junk. But it's, yeah, why don't they just spawn the middle one? I'm not exactly sure.
But does get taken down, plus a follow from Booza.
Okay, you have another chance just right through the middle.
It's a split setup for Miami's defense. Metal's only able to tally one. Booza gets out of there somehow. In the read over towards
those spawns that made sense on A map? Oh, I think they made pretty much.
Collected at B. Third one on the way, but Miami will regain control. And now it's a 14v6, only 30 seconds.
They're definitely more standard than like Hardpoint at times. 1 second, puppy break, una momento. Back into the game, and before I get there, I also got a wonderful and beautiful brand new electric limeade Ghost Energy, which is debuting at EDC and maybe in a store near you. But if you're looking to get cracked, jacked, or just all around healthy, go to ghostlifestyle.com. Use code MerK for 20% off. Thanks. All right, back to the video. That was a great plug, right? Oh, that's delicious. Okay.
Such a great play right there from Real. They knew exactly where he was in towards bottom ticket, but the fact that he's able to jump behind the Benjamin, stay alive, and then eventually find.
All right, 11v4. You do have. You're here. You're here.
Is going to be here. All they need is 1 segment.
In trouble. Here come the kills from Brezzy. The double stack is in. Beagle's got to slide forward. Gets the contest in the first. Real in the corner. The hero play works out at the last second, but 04 still on the zone. A rewrap from Beagle.
Oh, a team nade.
Here for Seattle. 04 gets 3, but
wow. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's only a 2-man for the start there for Surge, but even at 11-on-4, that's kind of what I'm talking about with Karachi. Just gets there, man. Maybe like that's a tough one. Yeah, a nice little like kind of like all off route here. You see Hook, he's close. He was throwing a nade though through the window, so he's not going to spot him. He's just trying to get nades here to help his team out, which is probably the right call. And realistically, they get the first. Your other players are still on this wall. If he doesn't get one here,
as look with 17.1 gets in just.
I guess Brezzy still wasn't watching the back wall. Just trying to get on the point. Yeah. They might still be okay. Brezzy's still watching the back wall. Maybe that gets ugly, but nice recovery.
Have to find a way to stop this hit over towards.
Here, we're going B again off break.
Again, similar setup to what they pulled in the first offense. 3-1 split.
Did this again.
The rest of the team right through bottom red, and once more it gets
Didn't work.
blown up by the ARs of Seattle, and simultaneously they also take care of the sole attacker over.
Okay, issue with going B right away, or sort of your tougher zones. Problem now is this: you're gonna lose junk control. They're lucky that this player is off spawn and isn't like top 3. There's a chance where they get into a super duper spawn trap, but they got like 1 kill. So 04 might play this a little bit more passive, but this could be tough to get out of.
Seattle Surge hold on to that first push, but
so 04 sprinting.
Slow they were off the rotation to try to get somewhat top 3 control. So you already have an avenue of your way on out. If you are Miami, you just gotta get past Abuza. He's at least able to take down 2 before he does.
And this is the problem. You're already wasting a lot of time here.
Surge is doing a great job with only 50 seconds left, still maintaining a lot of the mid-map, making it difficult.
Looks like they get a little bit worried. Brezzy did like.
Yeah, this is.
Brezzy goes over towards junk, but with that junk kill now, they can retake this.
An extra bit of a punch, and now the rotation for Seattle starts to head back through red. red.
Yeah, they're doing a
over
really
towards the
good
safe
job.
zone, and they're finding every single
40
elimination.
seconds, 6 lives.
Great cheeky route through bottom side at the fountain, able to take 2.
That might get him A, though.
Possibly starting to develop over towards the high side of the map.
At least get him onto it.
Yeah, Real with another double gives an opening for his teammates to now work their way out of the base. So
Okay, so Abuza gets this kill on this pinch. Great read here. And now this opens this up. And you're going to... I think these arrows are going to fly. So number 1 has to look this way. Lucky's got to look like top red here. There's a lot of openings for Surge to retake this. Just with that pick. You might just fly at this.
As that second segment is getting worked on, but you can see Seattle Surge is trying to set up the pitch. They find the initial 2 kills. Lucky now has his hands full, and all of Seattle Surge able to pounce.
And that's just right off that jump pick we were talking about.
Does not get complete, and Seattle Surge just need to hold on for one more push.
Real trying to be the hero once again. Reload off the Renetti. Assistance nearby. Okay.
Could have gone worse.
We'll get this. An extra 6
for Heretics.
Over for who caught off over towards the boss, at least able to trade himself out with the Semtex onto metals. Brezzy following up and Lucky the last one.
Yeah, it seems like, Joe, when if you don't have like, it seems like when you lose A, Joe, it seems like this spawn kind of goes away, or less and less.
Has to try to hold this ground because his teammates continue to just get these really stringy spawns all the way back towards market. Lucky trying to get a little bit more clearance at bottom red, and that's a huge
nice play by Lucky.
Puke though, backside alley. Able to find the trade.
Okay, so this is the first time we're seeing this, and this is maybe why this player's caught off. This is a very, well, it was a common route. Like, I mean, it's still probably very common, but we haven't seen it throughout this game. But an attacking player, maybe off through Coop, is going to go through this back alley. Number 7 in Abuza is just going to get caught here. And now this is, it could get interesting. If they die inside of red, you pretty much have a collapse on the point. This player just stays back alley and maybe goes to the point. That's sort of the threat of that player.
This is bold considering it's a 9v13, but it will move the Seattle spawns pretty convincingly away. Metal's doing his part. Gets a double.
Big win.
04 sliding through. Shuts it down.
Big win by 04 there.
Fight, but still finds a way to take the win. Now dancing with Veto over
gets all the way through. They have another pinch.
Miami's going to get to the zone.
Oh, Seattle, this is
your one player through is Brezzy. Brezzy's able to farm. What a life out of Vehicle. Holy shit, Hobby. Really good life. And he gets another. 8 gets through, though. 04 gets through.
Second tick is in. Here comes the third on the way. 04 around the back. Only able to find one. Now it has to be Brezzy. He's got to hop. He's got to find the kills.
I mean, what a life. Holy shit. Let's go through this for Hobby. I mean, what a life this is. So he gets this first one. This skirmish goes down that we were talking about inside of red. So Metals is going to get hunted here. Now he's going to get on this, but he knows, right? The problem is he has no help here. And he's just got to, he knows if he sits here or in one of these spots, they're going to check it off spawn. And maybe these 2 players start to run back to get him off the point. And so it looks like Surge keep 1-up junk and maybe 1 help. No, they just kind of say, hey, guys off spawn, you deal with that. It looks like, and then, yeah, they're basically saying, we're going to leave him to you. Look at this. 5 and 7 are like, maybe he's in this corner. We're going to check everything. But he just runs. He just runs into red, into ticket. And then they reinforce through mid and reinforce the flank again. They just go to the point. Holy shit.
Take the win. Now dancing with Vehicle over towards front office, but the kills are good, and here comes the flank from Real.
Stun hits.
Gonna get to the zone.
Oh, Seattle,
free kill. And the one thing is too, now when you get a player here on this back wall, look where you spawn them. You're blocking his back alley, so they have to flood through this now. They don't spawn as close.
What can you get done? Only one before he does fall. So
wow, that door. Shout out to that door, huh?
You just gotta win a couple gunfights, and this map is gonna be yours.
Second tick is in. Here comes the third on the way. 04 around the back, only able to find one. Now
no BS. If Metals dies on that cross, they may not win, but hell of a round there. Great game out of Lucky. Nice life out of Vickle. I mean, everybody really had their moments.
Miami does feel like a team.
All right, 6-star hardpoint.
Trades are back and forth from Miami coming out on top in the engagements, soaking up the hill time, and now forcing Seattle Surge to make a decision.
Play the map once, you might as well.
Don't want to flip out.
It's a new map. What are you gonna do?
Also kind of delay this next hit for Seattle, and it's just good utility usage coming out for Miami, and even a little bit of an aid catching the back of Brezzy.
Heretics obviously just trying to push through, flip spawns for P2 right now, but they'll take any time they can get. Trades are going down.
Will combine, tally the kill, and with 12 seconds remaining,
Great kills by 04 though. That's gonna be a triple.
Yeah, and that's Seattle Surge just creating layers. They know that they have the spawns for the next sale, so
Yeah, but honestly, the one good thing here for Miami is that they kind of spawn. They just kind of spawn poolside. So if they spawn back here, it could take a while, but they kind of just spawn at this like top bar. So they're just gonna flood. So they're gonna be in a spot to attack P2.
we can get some much needed time to eventually take the lead. Obviously,
there you go. 3 spawns out pretty far.
Be quite some time before Miami are able to work their way all the way across the pool side. As Seattle Surge are trying.
But yeah, you're already here.
With 1 medals with the second.
Maybe not the hold. And this was kind of the problem with map 1.
Absolute.
This was the problem with map 1 where just right away you had a presence from Heretics just on these setups.
Of how to break a hard point. Little hit from the front. Here's this guy through vet. Here's a guy through the outside pool. I mean, it's just so multifaceted, and it works out beautifully for Miami. And Real on 5 in a row, eventually shut down by Abuza. Metals caught trying to place the trophy system, and almost still wins the battle versus Hook, and his trophy actually finishes the job. So now Miami quickly looking for the
20 seconds left. Every kill here for Heretics is nice. You see Metals is already rotating on the map.
The final numbers will be good to confirm the
10 seconds though for Surge, so you'll have time to get out.
Off spawn to reinforce, making sure Seattle get the scrap.
Yeah, Boost is already through. Seen this gunfight a lot, but he's just gonna wait for teammates through mid.
Because we saw the stats before the map started. Miami do struggle in their hold percentage, 7th overall on this map. And if you are Seattle, you are the #1 breaking team or number 2.
Ooh.
Great jobs at it. They trade effectively through the middle of the map.
So what happens? Get a little greedy here, I think, if you're Metals. So you can see that 4 is like, fuck, I need help. So Abuza is just waiting here again, just kind of lurking, and Metals is like, all right, I'm gonna come help you. And he kind of gives up this lane. It may be the best play, but if Metals keeps holding this, 2 could just hold. Lucky could just hold this door from the hill, and if Metals wins this gunfight, you might get a close spawn here still. Because you're going to spawn out. You still have hill control, but you're going to spawn out here middle of the map. Yep, that's Real.
Yeah, Miami will get some mid spawn, so they're able to check on this hit from the front, but it is about the focus of dealing with the players around the back. Sliding out, Lucky gets caught, trying to finesse the move.
Okay, they do a really good job. Wow. They win it. Again, messy. I think Metals just plays his one in the back there, but maybe not. Is it hard to manage all the info regularly during a match? I mean, yeah, it just kind of really depends on your practice comms, sort of how you want to adjust things. But yeah, you're playing each map multiple times. I mean, these are obviously newer maps, so it's going to be tougher. You're going to have more mistakes. But some of the older ones, everyone has a very good idea of how they want to play each map. All right, so Miami get another break here. Let's watch how this happens. Kind of choking them out here. You don't have anyone pushed out a statue side. You don't have anyone, you know, in the back. It's a really tight setup here from Surge.
For Miami trying to hit from the front. Timing is going to be everything here in this break attempt. Lucky able to gate 1. Now the focus back to the front.
That's just nice teamwork. And Metals again, just like Surge. But it's yeah. I mean, it's really tough to manage everything in real time. Even in this game, just how difficult spawn management can be. Nice comeback here from Surge. This reminds me of map 1. Like, it's just messy game. You're hitting old again, Surge. So rotation's gonna go to Heretics.
The pool hard point. Miami set up perfectly around it, trying to hold this.
I'm actually really surprised maybe they want to break from this side, but they go at 10 seconds, huh? 15. Maybe they want to break from P2 side. Maybe they want spawns for P1 and P2 later. Maybe that's how they like to break it. 15 seconds. Maybe it's just because we're spawning piano. Let's hit this. A little surprise there.
Real dealing with a little bit of damage and all the pistols. Zappabuza gets the snap, and that'll be good for the double. Seattle trying to flush out Vehicle, and it will be 04 diving in with the pistol.
A 4 dead into a 4 dead. I don't know.
And Seattle have a chance to reclaim their lead.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Does anybody want to hold a hard point for a full 60?
Now he finds himself on 4 in a row. It's a break here for Seattle Surge. He can pick up a cruise.
The answer's no. Fuck it.
Will flush him out. So Seattle held to withhold the 100-point mark. Miami 15 and 11.
Talk about Lucky's spot there. What was he doing in their which setup? The first one, the initial setup. Well, I mean, he's watching this drop down, right? A lot of teams like they just jump down here. So he's watching this. He's hoping his teammate is here. I mean, he's got an AR. No way. The fact he just sits there. I mean, he's just watching. He's watching mid. He's watching a mid pinch, and he's watching this drop down. A lot of teams jump down here and try to get into the water. So it's not like there's just not really anything you can do here. Now he starts to move up, and then they cross. Then he just gets fucked. They just tell you how to play. I mean, it's like he is, but he isn't, because like if these guys just jump down here, he gets 2-piece. Like, you're not wrong, but it's also just sort of the map. Or if one goes down there, if one goes this way, he gets 1. So it's like it is, but yeah, it's a tough one. I don't think it's the worst play. He's got 2 players watching the pinch behind him. They just die. So he kind of gets in a really shitty spot.
Regardless, it's kind of a moot point as the focus heads back over to the first fill the middle. Trying to make a mess of that back U-Haul position. Metal's red, but not dealt with. Abuza, last one standing. Doesn't work out. Brezzy off the quick respawn. Good read over towards Real. The shots
nice
better,
trades. Heretics just taking P2 control. Starting to transition.
Needed to keep the contest alive. 14 seconds of scrap time. It looks like Miami may
getting lucky, pushed out there. He's gonna watch him mid stairs. So 04 may have spotted him. And he wins it. Nice first gunfight. Starts the transition. Ah, they don't get spawned. Damn. Nobody was blocking the back there, huh? Fuck, that is crazy. I mean, it's right. There's nobody in the back there for Miami to block. It's a little unlucky, but that is more of a traditional COD spawn. You're just not blocking. Spawn out. But do they automatically get the back spawn? So in traditional CODs, the way the game works is the game's trying to give you the closest spawn to the objective, depending on enemy position and you know, your spot, your teammate's position, line of sights. There's a lot of things into it, but number one is we're trying to give you the closest spawn to the objective so that you go play the objective. It's just open. It's wide open. If you go back and watch a Cold War or a Black Ops 2, a game with really traditional spawns, Black Ops 4, it'd be the same thing here. You have to probably have someone, I would assume, my guess would be top of the staircase to block this. And because this is such a, yeah, I mean, it's more like a more traditional hill. I mean, you obviously would love to have someone pushed out here, but it's open. That's the way that goes. And now you kind of have a pinch here. So Lucky spawns out. He gets very unlucky. He just gets, the game's like, bye. They'll put you across the map.
Like you mentioned, too late. It looked like
they deal with
this.
this.
A good setup for Miami initially from the front, but like you mentioned, the off spawn for Seattle provides an opportunity for them to. Wow! But it doesn't make a difference. Lucky Real combined for all 4. And
like a discipline, it's a lack of reps. Where do you have to block?
There are a couple of Seattle players.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Spawning behind them.
Just because it's open, it is more knowing the other team just spawns close just because it's open. I mean, that's just how CODs always work. All right, so nice setup here for Surge. They do a really good job on rotation. You have nobody in the middle of the map, so your first 2 players are through the front, and your other 2 are pretty far away. The same thing right there. It's the same thing, right? So there's nobody. As soon as 5 dies, nobody's blocking in the back. Your presence now for Heretics is here. This is going to block this spawn. It's the same thing. And guess where number 5 is going to spawn? Middle of the map. They deal well with it, though, Seattle. The emergency spawn? You mean the middle one? The middle spawn? It's not really emergency spawn. It's that everything else is blocked. So front's blocked by number 3. Black spot's by number 2. Just really it. There's just no... An emergency spawn in like a lot of cases would be like if he just randomly spawned like right here. Like say somehow Miami was here, like here and like back here. In some games in the past, the game would be like, oh, well, this is open. Here you go. Now, if Miami's here, and here, in my opinion, I mean, Seattle should spawn on this side of the fucking map, right? There's just nothing else open. But there have been some games where it's like, here you go. Now that one was weird. Did Abuza spawn before 2 died? Timing's odd there. It's like right as he dies. Really close. So as soon as they deal with this, I mean, Abuza has like a free pinch here now. So this should be a good hold for Surge. I think Abuza should spawn in the back there, but the timing was really, really close. Great break for Miami, just right off that spawn. Oh man, that is crit. How does Brezzy get there? Is he taking a long route? Okay, so he just, they get all the spawns. 1, 2. That's Hook. So like that's why names I think are really important, is names, because if you say, okay, that's 04 Brezzy Hook, where's Abuza? Or where's Brezzy, right? You're saying these names. you're like, all right, that's not 4 dead, or there could still be one here. And then they die. 2 seconds left. You're not in the worst spot because Old was still up, so 7 spawns out. But Surge with a really good rotation. And they win the fights in the back. All right, are we finally getting a good hold? There's naturally a coding for how the players should spawn somewhere, but are the actual spawn locations for a map selected by a human? I believe so, yes. Like how many spawn locations? It is. Now, I don't know how the coding works in terms of sort of when and where to put that player. But yeah, I believe the spawn points are selected.
Brezzy just absolutely blowing up that attempt from Miami. All the security.
Well, that's just you lose both fronts, so you don't get scrap time. Now you're about to lose rotation, or at least have a chance to lose it.
A good hold here at 5.
Oh yeah, they started to walk away with it. It was a team sheet before Brezzy and Hook do fall with about 14 to 15 kills in a row. So now Miami Heretics could not find success on the break, but now you need the hold. All the kills going to Nickel with another clutch double kill. Last player up is going to be Brezzy. Another clean 4 dead.
Metals just didn't react quick enough.
The case, but it's a little bit of a late read for Miami, get caught in some weird spots. So now Vehicle trying to play it.
That was almost a really good play.
Pistols out. 04 again. Dives into the deep end, finds the kill, and now Seattle can close the map out here. Just 10 seconds remaining.
They are still on old patch for the moment. I don't know what comms are like.
Fully aware of where this text hit is going to come from. Trying to sneak in, not going to happen.
With the new 6-star, also I know, well, the big thing is really like the boots, right? But the 6-star changes, I'm not exactly sure how it's played out in challengers. I'll have to watch some challengers. Saw like Major Maniac tweet that he kind of liked it, but I don't know if he's trolling or not. So we'll have to see. Yeah, no, they've been solid. Have been much better. Tristan didn't mind it. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I was a little worried about was like the parallel spawns or whatever, the perpendicular spawns on some of the hills, but Super Money Hill, yeah, with the doors. All right, so I mean, great map for both teams in a game 5. 3-1, 4-1.
Are the best on both sides. So if you are Seattle,
we've watched a lot of this, and we've seen this from Miami. They have some really dope setups, especially on defense.
So let's see what the early ideas are going to be. Seattle
Street and also bottom pit, the way they are, it's very difficult for teams to work their way up to this B objective because you know a lot of teams not.
Both teams just playing for a pick.
The first blood is going to go in favor.
Pickle's able to get it, and just a team shot from top heli.
Able to time that second kill. So Miami currently in the 3v2.
And
nice trades.
Hook, it's absolutely destroyed. Brezzy, last one left.
The trade starts with that first blood.
Well, all right, like you mentioned,
smoked middle of the map.
And it looks like Miami are kind of.
I wonder if that's an offensive or a defensive smoke.
Focused setup towards B.
Imagine maybe a defensive smoke. Maybe get Real there.
Both weapons, but it does give you the intention and what kind of tempo that Seattle are trying to play with. If he's running an AR, shots towards metals are good. Finds a lot of hit markers over towards the trophy system, and then off the reload, maybe trying to follow up. But
another first blood, and then Real's just going to take a chance here.
Timing on the back here, decent to try to isolate this B site even further. And
he just pinches through A. Gets active to help out his team.
Trying to find a way to recollect it.
Oh, and now all four sitting himself on the side.
Yeah, he's just chilling now. He gets spotted.
With only 40 seconds left. That bomb's going to be down on the site, and you have a lot of ground to try to make.
Almost finds that pitch.
Not able to finish the kill, and now with 35 seconds left, you have to continue to play fast because you got to either kill 3 people or work that objective. And
nice activity from Real.
Sitting in the elevator.
But yeah, another first blood.
Yeah, and look how different Seattle's setup is.
Yeah, it's a very passive setup here.
You can work your way up through that B street. You also putting 04
over. You put Brezzy up, so
he usually finds a lot of success.
Brezzy and Hook down low.
What was it? Like 13 kills he was able to drop with the cruise missile. You need that guy to start to turn up.
Real just throwing shoulders all over the place. Now finds himself almost a bit awkwardly inside the B site. Prediction over towards the player, on towards this statue, or probably this big old crane here on the B point. But the bomb isn't committed to this play.
I mean, just with this, Brezzy does get out, though. So 30 seconds left. Now 04 is going to try to find something.
Before they even get a look at actually executing, but deep down low finds first blood.
And honestly, I think Vico was watching that for a moment. It looks like it, like right here. Watch this number 3 here. He's looking over his teammate, and then I think he looks right for us. He's probably just, he's not going to see this through the tarp. So there was the idea, but 30 seconds, you're hoping maybe Real gets one, but you just haven't found a pick.
Can we find an angle? And they may.
Yeah, look right here. If he's on top of like this barrel or this thing, like maybe looking this way, maybe he spots him. But it's just good timing from 04.
Wait for metals to get up top towards propane before they
now watch number 8. You get that first blood. Now there's now there's the crossfire, and now you just have numbers.
High ground position, and Seattle's defensive adjustments work out flawlessly.
And you can just tell.
So yeah, both these teams have got great additions in Surge. Like Real's really helped Heretics. 04 has absolutely helped Surge a ton.
Vehicle, I don't know if you got a look at it or not, but yeah, it looks like that was the case. Mutual information.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right there, JP.
Bomb carrier of Hook. So first blood once again goes the way of Miami in an early 4v3.
And now you're just gonna stay strong on your defensive setup. Don't know if they're gonna gain that info that Hook was the bomb carrier. So Seattle Surge now have to work for that objective. But teamwork out of Miami gonna isolate 0-4 through the left side of the street. Yeah. Instant 4v2.
Yeah, there's just not much you can do from that position. Real sneaks through, and there's absolutely nothing.
Carolina got Real. Well, Real played a couple of CDL matches. I think if they really wanted that to happen, they could have got it done personally. I just think they were comfortable with TJ.
And a majority of them.
So now Seattle really have to come back with a convincing defense of their own. But wow, Real.
This is what he does. He takes a lot of risks, and he's
playing as a defender right
they're gonna hear that,
all over the place,
and they catch him on rotation.
And this route from Real, honestly speaking, there's like a world where he maybe even doesn't want to fully show his position, because I'm sure Seattle's
over now.
There's someone in our spawn. How has this happened? And yeah, Seattle's defense crumble this time.
When Lucky and
well, smokes have been allowed the whole year. One of them. I think teams are just using them differently. A lot of the times it was just smoke top SGs and mid hallway. I mean, people just got way more creative on terminal for sure. The issue with this is like you can't really work A. It's just sort of.
All of a sudden survive through a round 10, round 11 affair.
I think there's multiple ways to get to B, but it's only A's used. Alright, you're in a really type setup here of Miami. Just watching the crosses into B, but Real gets some really bad timing low.
Real stayed alive for an eternity. Hook's still trying to chase out the elimination, and while this is all happening, Miami's finding kills up top. So
and that's just odd. Aren't the comms here like I have a kill? Is 0-4 in the middle of the map here? I think he is. Okay, so that's the problem. I feel like at this moment,
they can catch an angle or catch some time.
I'm like, don't do anything. I'm about to get a freebie. Okay, so 0-4 is in the middle of the map. He starts shooting. But I feel like nobody else should do shit.
Flip through. The hunt is on, but Real stayed alive for an eternity.
I'm not sure what Brezi's doing, what he's doing at this moment. Maybe trying to help 0-4 when Real. I think he's just kind of fucked at this time. Like if you're gonna play this little gen right here, this corner, and you start shooting, I think you're just screwed. Because now Brezi's gonna go and die.
Hook's still trying to chase out the
We're trying to get a trade. When if Hook has a kill, you should just play around Hook. He's got a bomb.
He's finding kills up top, so a 3v2 situation. Equal off the regen, able to scout out Abuza, who has to give up this position towards blue, and now you look to Hook. He's got to make something happen as Miami are trying to isolate onto Abuza.
This is at least able to get one.
And now 1v2, Hook's gonna work this bomb plan over towards A. That's the second, might come back to cost.
I mean, Real just took a risk.
As soon as that bomb goes down, Miami are gonna get a read on where he went.
It's kind of just how he plays it. I think really, that could have been a 3-on-3 round. Lucky's got 6 now. Another great game for him. He's got a cruise. You try to just work the B street here. Use the cruise to plant B.
Let's see how Lucky maneuvers this cruise. Tries to get it to
you're almost able to get it, or you're almost able to get a kill, but you get the bomb down. That's really the goal with that cruise, and they do a good job. There was no presence B streets. They don't even have to fight for it.
As time is starting to tick down, and all of Miami, they have backed away from the site. So Seattle Surge are going to waste a lot of time trying to locate where these players are. Someone's eventually got to stick the defuse.
Yeah, and that's the problem is they're trying to play for the kills because you have to. But the problem there, the bomb.
Not a lot to go over in that game 5. A lot of first blood, just numbers. Seattle just looked a little off. But a really big match for this stage for Miami because that puts them at 2-4. So what I believe as well, they play. I think they play for a winner's bracket spot. I think they play LAG for one. Yeah, they do. So 2-4, 2-4 for LAG in Miami. They play for a winner's bracket spot. Sunday. Also another one. Is it Carolina, Miami? Or no, it's Carolina Rocker. 2-4, 2-4. So they play for one. So a big couple of matches, but it doesn't happen. Yeah. So a huge match for Miami. Seattle though, what, 3-2 now? A good stage from them so far. Yeah, regular season points. Yeah, what? Outside of Boston, it's 10. Wow, holy shit. 90, 95, 100, 100, 100, 100, 110, 120. Crazy rest of the way.